I was bar mitzvahed with a stolen Torah. Burned into my 13-year-old psyche is the drive to the very fancy former synagogue in Beverly Hills that we used to belong to, where we all jumped out of the car. My father and his friend and I ran in, leaving the car running and the trunk open, grabbing the Torah, throwing it into the trunk, and taking off. The Torah did get returned after my bar mitzvah, but that maybe gives you a little sense of sort of who I am. And I tell that story for two reasons. One, because I think the statute of limitations has now expired, and also because I think that that's a little bit maybe informs perhaps some of what it is that we do and how we approach it. So who are we? Well, as a group, well, we're a group of engineers, scientists. We are artists and designers. But we're also, we have roboticists and gastronomical experts, molecular gastronomists. We have just an extraordinary array of talented aerospace engineers and just an amazing collection of people who have really awesome day jobs and who often take time off to spend some time with us and create really extraordinary stuff. We've been called the League of Extraordinary Nerds by Fast Company. We've also called ourselves a drinking club with an art problem. But mostly, and I think perhaps fundamentally, we are storytellers. And we tell our stories with kinetic sculpture and interactive art. And we're going to show you a little bit about what it is that we do. This is just a quick look at a piece that we did a couple years ago in Santa Monica for a festival. They did a nighttime art festival with all glowing art. And we had this vision of creating a 100-foot-long piece that was a double helix made of 512 individually computer-controlled full-color LEDs and connected to a very sophisticated sequencer. And we gave a button panel to the audience and let them sort of decide what light sequences they wanted. And we, of course, allowed the music to, we filtered the music through this system as well so that we would always beat match, so the light was always matching whatever the DJ was playing. It was a really, really beautiful piece. We were asked to do some work for the folks at Die Hard Battery, and their only question to us was, what can you do to sort of show off how tough our batteries are? And our first question is, well, will it take a bullet? And so they gave us a half dozen batteries. We went out to the desert and we tried it. And you can see actually there's a bullet in flight right there. And then, of course, this is the resulting image. It can take it. In fact, that actually did start a car afterwards, if you can believe it. That's honest truth. They're really tough batteries. I recommend them. We also, as part of the same campaign, built them an organ made out of automobiles, 24 cars arranged like a piano keyboard, ran all the power back to a single Die Hard battery, and ran all the lights and horns back to a computer, which was connected to a MIDI keyboard, and we had Gary Newman come out and play it.
A cube of lights, a double-stack keyboard, 24 cars without batteries, and Gary Newman. All with one Die Hard Platinum battery.
So a lot of you got that. That was Gary Newman playing his song Cars on our cars. It was pretty cool. Thank you. So, by the way, as smart as this group of really talented individuals are, they managed to lock the keys in the car at that shoot. It was really embarrassing. We did some work for Chevy, keeping with the car theme, actually, totally accidentally. They approached us with their launch of the new Sonic last year. This was part of a significant campaign. The resulting spot actually aired during the Super Bowl, which was a huge, exciting win for us. I'll let this one speak for itself.
On October 19, 2011, we asked the internet to help launch the all-new Chevy Sonic from a 100-foot platform. The launch was streamed live on letsdothis.com. To help push, the only thing you had to do was to click on a 4-foot cursor hand. Every digital click turned an elaborate gear system in real time and pushed the Sonic closer and closer to the edge. You could check out the launch from any angle you wanted, from gear cam to pool cam, even sitting inside the Sonic itself. And while you waited for the car to drop, you could go back in time and check the click stats to see who else was pushing. After 9 hours and 2.5 million clicks, this happened.
So it was a 36-inch tolerance. We couldn't hit the ground, and we had to hit the water on a 100-foot bungee jump with a car. That was fun. What we're perhaps most famous for, of course, is Rube Goldberg machines, which we absolutely love, being that we're sort of from the Wile E. Coyote school of engineering. One of the things one of the most famous, of course, is a machine that we did for OK Go. And I'm running a little short on time, so I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I'll just show you a few seconds for those who haven't seen it or who need a refresher on what it is that we did. Sorry that I can't play more of that, but that was really fun. This is one we did for Google Science Fair.
La vie est là, qui vous prend par le bras, oh la la la, c'est magnifique. Des jours tout bleus, des baisers lumineux, c'est magnifique. Donner son cœur avec un bouquet de fleurs, oh la la la, mais c'est magnifique. Et faire un jour un mariage d'amour, c'est magnifique. Oh la la la, c'est magnifique. Avoir de cœur pour faire un seul bonheur, oh la la la, mais c'est magnifique. S'aimer d'amour à Paris pour toujours, c'est magnifique.
Thank you. That's very nice, but I'm running out of time, so you can't applaud anymore. Well, one of the things that actually I really resonated with me yesterday was something that J.J. Abrams was talking about. Actually, he mentioned it a couple of times, the idea that the sort of unlimited possibility kind of paralyzes you in your creative process. And that's certainly true for us, because sometimes, a brand or a band or someone will come to us and just say, what do we do? And so for us, having the opportunity to do that is really exciting, but we need to sort of wrap what we call enabling constraints, a phrase that was coined by my associate in the back, Brett Dorr, who I'll introduce in a moment more officially. And we basically put these things in, sometimes artificially, sometimes they're budget related, whatever, to help us sort of guide our creative process, and we find it incredibly valuable for us. We believe that art reflects the tools of the time, and that we feel like the tools are just getting better and better every day, that technology is enabling us in all kinds of really exciting ways. We believe that technology plus creativity equals art and innovation. I don't think there's anyone in the room who would disagree with that concept, but that's sort of a guiding principle for us. And finally, we believe that authenticity is really important, and I think that's sort of a running thread through all of our work. We really believe that there's a place for the authentic, that CG certainly has its place. I mean, it's brilliant and wonderful, and we can create the unimaginable. But there's something really wonderful about seeing the magic of actual things happening and the truth in that. And so with that, let me introduce my associate in the back officially now. Brett Dorr, who's one of our lead engineers. He's standing by the contraption that's been there for the last couple of days. And the secret here is that we're going to be actually demonstrating a small Rube Goldberg machine live, a machine that Brett built over the last day, basically in the parking lot. So Brett, why don't I let you explain it?
Okay, thanks, Adam. All right. I'm going to roll a ball down this little track that's going to whack into this hammer. The hammer's going to flip. It's going to whack into this ice axe. The ice axe is going to flip. It's going to hit this hook. It is going to whip the pin out of this screwdriver. The screwdriver is going to fall about 5 feet and land in this funnel that's about 4 inches wide. It's going to go into the center of the funnel, and it's going to connect this little switch. That's going to turn on this belt sander. The belt sander is connected to this lawnmower, and the lawnmower is going to, the reel on the lawnmower is going to reel up, and it's going to take up this string on this take-up reel. That string is going to pull this little arm up, which will pull a pin out of this right here, this little door. The door's going to swing open. The sander's going to shoot down this little track. It's going to whack into that sledgehammer.
By the way, pulling its own plug out in the process.
Well, hopefully.
Yes,
It might not. But it's going to whack into the sledgehammer. The sledgehammer is going to drop. It's going to pull that little pump. The pump is going to blow a little gust of air against that golf ball. The golf ball is going to roll down the track. It's going to hop into this little cup. The cup's going to drop. It's going to fall into the other cup. That little cup is going to drop. It's going to pull a pin out of that lever. It's going to drop the olive into the martini glass.
And by the way,
that's the plan.
And let me just say that the failure rate on Rube Goldberg machines is astronomically high. All right, we did 82 takes for the OK Go video and got 3 runs.
Yeah.
3. So with that, Brett,
that was a little bigger than this one, but
yeah,
we'll see.
make sure it works, will you?
Yeah, well, I'm trying. Okay.
Thank you all.
Oh, cheers.